Do you feel like that is a theme in his life, that he feel like he had to do it, the sense of self-annihilation? Because I think you referenced that in the book as well, the sense that there was so much darkness that he almost felt like he had to do self-annihilation in order to keep himself free to some degree.
Well, so it's difficult. You know, when he's in Malta, for the first time, you have to see, he paints this amazing picture of Fra Martelli. It's sort of Rembrandt portrait 100 years, 70 years before Rembrandt. I mean, it's 50 years before Rembrandt. It's amazing, this portrait of Martelli. And Martelli is this 83-year-old battle-hardened survivor of the siege of Malta, who's about at the age of 83 to become the general of the entire Florentine army. And you can see Caravaggio finally, wow, these are men. He respects these guys. So you feel for the first time maybe he's made a connection with a man who's older than him, who can be like a father figure. And maybe this is all, and it's all going to come back, and everything's going to be okay. And he's going to go back to Rome, not with his tail between his legs, but with a Knight of Malta's gown. And he won't have to apologize to anybody. This could all be perfect. And I was talking about this. I gave a lecture about Caravaggio's time in Malta, and a very nice guy came up to me at the end of the talk, and he said, you know what, I used to work with drug addicts in Liverpool, and there's a syndrome. I can't remember the name of the syndrome, but there's a syndrome where you help a recovering drug addict, and generally their lives have been terrible ever since they were tiny. And this is why they seek escape in drugs. They're used to misery. They are used to chaos. It's what they know. And he said, you wouldn't believe the number of times, that I've seen it. Somebody really gets themselves together. They get, finally we get them into a flat. The flat's there, the TV's there, there's furniture. It's, they're not living destitute with needles and all this terrible stuff. And they start a job. He said, within a week, it's amazing. Within a week, that TV's been thrown out the window. The drug dealer's back. As soon as they really get it together, that's the critical time. That's the point, because they don't know it. It's uncomfortable and it's dangerous, because if something's good, it can be screwed up. Whereas if it's screwed up, it's not dangerous. Well, it is dangerous, but this is the mad logic of it. And I suspect, and he said, what you described with Caravaggio, it's like you were talking about one of my clients, one of my people that I try to help. And it's the same thing. It's as if he couldn't bear the idea that he maybe would be okay. Or he couldn't almost bear the hope, because hope leads to disappointment.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, because you have to remember that if you're writing a biography of someone in this period, so much of it is to do with how you interpret information. You don't have, if you're writing a biography of Munch and you want to know what he's doing in 1906, read his letters. He's probably written 50 letters to his best friend telling you about every mood that he's gone through. Yeah. You have none of that with Caravaggio. There are no letters. There's no confessional aspect. There's no diary. There's nothing, we haven't got a video of him. But this is so but in some ways, I really enjoy that. I mean, I find it a challenge, and I think it's, with Caravaggio, it's maybe, some people may say I pay too much attention to, or I read too much into every tiny detail. But then again, if you look at his paintings are all about detail. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Why has that man not got his cap? Why has he got his cap on? Oh, he's got his, it's like in the Supper at Emmaus, the innkeeper has got his cap on. Yeah. Well, that's highly significant. What that means is that he doesn't recognize that this before him is Jesus Christ. Because if he did, he would have taken his cap off. So it's only by reading these details. And I think Caravaggio is like that in his life. Everything is significant, everything.
Thank you for watching this video. To listen to the full podcast, click the link in the description below.